Mekhi Becton's done for the year, and the Jets need a new right tackle. We're going to talk about it. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'll be talking about right tackle options for the New York Jets. Before we get started, just wanted to mention you can follow on socials at Matt O'Leary NY. Check out the Just Jets podcast wherever it is you get your podcasts. You can call in and leave me your questions, and of course, Patreon bonus content over there. You don't want to miss out on that. And now a word from our new sponsor over at True Classic. The NFL is back, baby, and we want you to look your best when you're putting down a few brewskis at your fantasy football draft this year. Our new sponsor, True Classic, has the absolute best fitting t-shirt. I got one on right now. A lot of guys add a little bit to their beer belly during the NFL season, understandably, and these tees are specifically designed to help hide that spare tire. They fit nice and tight up top, make the arms pop a little bit, and nice and loose down at the bottom. Sometimes you get these t-shirts that are either a little bit too big and boxy, or they fit too tight and are tight in just all the wrong spots. That's what True Classic is here to help you with and help change. They already have helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. Our listeners get the best deal that they offer, 25% off with my code MATT25. It gets you off 25% anything on the site. Check it out. Highly, highly, highly recommend the t-shirts. They are super comfortable. Check it out, trueclassic.com. Okay, so who is going to be the new right tackle? Well, first on the list, Dwayne Brown. He was visiting the New York Jets when all this went down. It's almost like it was too perfect. He knew that there was going to be injuries to Connor McDermott and Mekhi Becton. Dwayne Brown said, hey, I'll be here. I'll be your savior. Well, who is Dwayne Brown? If you don't know, 14-year starter at left tackle. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler, including last year. Most recently played with the Seattle Seahawks. Last year allowed 8 sacks. 5 penalties, a little too high in probably both those, but this is a steady 14-year starter. It's very rare that you find someone who's started at a high level for that long still available at this time. Now, the big thing with him is, would he move over to the right side, number one, and would he be good on the right side? I don't think you want to mess with George Fant. He was very good at left tackle last year, not nearly as good at right tackle, and he kind of went in with this offseason and was like, okay, he's going to be the left tackle of this team. You're going to mess with that now a month before the season. That almost doesn't seem right. If you are to bring someone in, and if it is someone like Dwayne Brown, I think it would be to play the right tackle position. Kind of like what happened with the New York Jets and Morgan Moses last year. They weren't going to play Morgan Moses on the left side. Fant was going to be on the left side after the injury to Mekhi Becton. And it ended up working out because the line ended up being pretty solid. But I don't feel as comfortable right now with Chumadoga, who is currently the starter at right tackle. They're going to need to add someone. And Dwayne Brown just seems like the most obvious choice because, number one, he was in the building. Number two, he is a good starter and he's available. So I think he is probably the most likely candidate, but we'll give you some other guys. Eric Fisher is someone else who is on the market, who 9-year starter. As a rookie, he played right tackle, so he does have that experience, but over the last few years has been on the left side. He was the first overall pick in 2013 by the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. Last year, his first year with the Colts, was playing left tackle, 7 sacks and 8 penalties. That's both a little bit too high, but I still think he has a little bit of something left in the tank here. I would assume that he's probably, at this point in his career, better suited to play on the right side. And the New York Jets, well, they don't need him to play left tackle. So I think if they were to bring him in, it would be to play on the right side. And there's not a lot of jobs left remaining right now. So if Fisher is to be signed by anybody, it would probably be to start, and the Jets have an opportunity for him to start. So that one would make a little bit of sense. I like Eric Fisher. He won the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. It was a very difficult decision for them to move on from him, but they brought in Orlando Brown, and well, that was an upgrade. So don't necessarily fault them for that. Eric Fisher, though, is still, I think, good enough to play in this league. Daryl Williams is also another interesting name here. And this is going to be my last external option before we talk about some internal options. Some guys who didn't make the cut was Nate Solder, just because I don't trust him. I don't think he's good anymore. You also had former Jet Brandon Shell, who just cannot stay healthy, so I don't see why you'd possibly bring him in. And was there anybody else? No, those are the two main guys who health I just think are a big concern. But Daryl Williams, let's talk about him. He plays both right tackle and right guard. He started at both positions for the Buffalo Bills last year. The year before that, started strictly at right tackle and was very, very solid. 4 sacks and 6 penalties last year. I think he's someone who could come in and make an immediate impact right away. Again, you're bringing him in to play tackle. You don't have to worry about him playing guard. I think he's better at tackle than guard anyway. So it's like, why would you put him in a weaker spot? You know what I mean? But, overall, I don't necessarily think that he's my favorite option. But if you're looking for other options, he's strictly played on the right side. So it's not like you're having him change positions. And of guys who are left, he is one of the better ones. Again, it's a month out for the season. A lot of guys have been signed already. Most have been signed already. But if not, well, you probably have a little bit of baggage. Elijah Vera Tucker is an internal option that I've seen and heard brought up a ton. And I don't know if I necessarily like this one. Yes, he played offensive tackle at USC and played it well, but he was, projected to be a guard at the NFL level. In a pinch, could he play tackle? Yeah, I think he could, but that's more of, in my opinion at least, it's more of like, okay, you're in the middle of a game, an injury happened, you need someone to get you through the rest of the game, and then you'll sign someone off the street to play tackle going forward. Beyond that, I don't look at him as a long-term option at tackle, and he's already changing positions. So he's going from left guard to right guard this year. That's enough of a change in my opinion. Now you want to change his position from guard to tackle with a month out for the season. I don't. I want him to stick in a role, because if he does move out to right tackle for this year, it's not a long-term solution. So that would be 3 positions in 3 years, as I'm sure in 2023 he would kick back inside. And I just want to get him in a role and get him going, especially because at the guard position with him, he is someone who I think is a Pro Bowl or all-pro caliber kind of guard, or has that potential. So I don't really want to mess with that. And the last guy on this list is another internal option in Max Mitchell. No part of Chumadoga, no part of Connor McDermott, but Max Mitchell, 4th-round rookie. Now, of the 2 sides, left and right tackle, I think he projects best to play right tackle in the NFL. But, keyword being but here, I don't know if I want to throw him in right away. It's a little bit of a risk to start a 4th-round rookie from day one. Has it been done before and has it worked before? Yes, but he's someone who I look at as more of a developmental guy. As a backup in his first year, okay, that's maybe a reasonable plan, but to just throw him into the fire and be like, okay, good luck, you're starting now, I think that's a little bit of a tall task for a 4th-round rookie. Again, I look at guys like him, Michael Clemens, Jeremy Ruckert as developmental pieces. I don't look at them as guys who need to make impacts in year one. And I feel like you'd be kind of shoehorning, that fit in. And I don't know if that's exactly the route that I would want to go. Dwayne Brown seems the most likely, as I mentioned at the top here, but wanted to give you some options. And you guys can let me know down in the comments below or on social media who you think the right tackle is going to be, or what your preferred plan would be at right tackle. Sound off. Let me know. Subscribe if you're new. Give the video a thumbs up. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.